Hello, everyone, and welcome. We've got a Division 10 third place match here between University of Florida C team and University of Mississippi. I'm Joe. I'm the commissioner of the Collegiate Chess League, and I'm joined today by Alan, who is on the University of Florida's A team. Hello, Alan.
Hello. I'm excited for this matchup today.
Yeah. So first and foremost, how did the A team do? How'd you guys do?
We lost really early on. It was just a bunch of blunders. We didn't play the best, but we're looking forward to next year.
Did you guys make it to the playoffs or no?
Yeah, we did. We just got knocked out really early.
By who?
And I forgot. I think we forgot which team it was again. It
Oh.
was a while ago. Try and forget about it.
All right, so now your C team is still in it. They made semifinals. They unfortunately lost, I believe, in a very close overtime match against the University of Arizona. Now you guys are playing against the University of Mississippi for, I want to say, some diamond memberships. So third place gets a whole year-long diamond membership for four different players. Third or fourth place gets only 6 months instead of a year. Um, but yeah, what do you know about some of these C team players? Do you know any of them?
Yeah. So Trey, which is Sam, he is a highly tactical player. He's really good at puzzles and stuff. He's right now playing against Cam. And I just know our team does not give up. Like we went overtime last week, but I'm confident in a victory today, hopefully.
So I see Sam the Eagle here with the black pieces. He is Florida's top board up against Cam, who is Cameron Richardson, the Mississippi fourth board. Um, what do you like about Sam's position right now?
I just like how he's like the light squared bishop in the Caracan, it's out of the pawn chain, and both bishops are they're just active and they're just not trapped.
Yeah, and so now White's attacking this bishop on b4. There's a couple options here. You can go back to a5. You can take the knight on d2. Even bishop to c3 might have been an idea, but just going back to a5. And I think if white plays b4, they'll probably go all the way back to c7.
Yeah, I
So
kind of like this B1 to H2 diagonal. Maybe just put it mainly prevents the white's bishop from going on the diagonal, which is pretty powerful. And maybe
yeah,
plan an E5 break.
white might go b5 here, and that's going to take a lot of space on the queen side. So white, I think, might have a better pawn structure. They definitely have the 3-on-2 majority on the queen side, but instead they're trading off light square bishops. Um, yeah, more or less still even. Maybe we look at another game.
Well, look at the Pizza Burt versus Sam Pooley game. That's a interesting position.
Yeah,
Seems like the H rooks got traded somehow.
yeah. So maybe both sides will try to castle queen side. Maybe right now white's threatening queen to h8 or g7.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to deal with.
Hmm.
And also, Black's knight is getting attacked right now as well.
Yeah, so the knight has to move first and foremost. Maybe we see knight to e7. Okay, takes on f3 first. Now pawn takes.
Oh, this Black knight is it's hard for White to take advantage of it. It's hard to kill. It has so much space, and the bishops can't attack it easily.
Yeah, I think after bishop takes f3, maybe white was better off taking on c6. And if white takes another pawn and saves their bishop, white could take again on b7. But instead, now this knight's made it to e5, and like you said, that's a really, really good square for the knight. It's pretty annoying to deal with. So Sean is the favorite here. He's the top board for Mississippi. What do you know about Pizzabert, who's Alexander Harrison.
I know he's always out there playing chess. He just has a passion for the game, I guess.
That's
We'll
awesome.
see if he can deliver today or not. He is
Yeah,
the lowest board for a team.
yeah. Board four, it's tough, but they can steal some games for sure. We also have, um, let's see, an interesting game here by Chess Emperor. This is the board two and team captain of Mississippi going up against Pythagor Jags. That's looking tough for the Florida team. Down a whole bishop, actually. And yeah, this pawn on e3 is really annoying.
Yeah, that's a interesting pawn.
Yeah, how they get there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Takes and wow. So not taking, allowing for takes here. And then bishop takes f7. King steps up. So not quite winning the queen for the piece. Sometimes there is that take on f7 tactic to deflect the king. But the king simply went to e7.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, so Pythagor Jags tactics not quite working out here. Down a piece. He's threatening b7. Okay, the knight comes out, defending that.
Is the white king move yet? Maybe castles looks like an option.
Yeah, castles is an idea.
Just get the rooks involved. That's the main way I can see white coming back.
Ooh, this allows bishop g3 check.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah,
black's
bishop
gonna go.
g3. The king traps the white's on the rook. It's gonna be hard for white to build activity.
Yeah, that's rough. Although, you know, maybe white gets this pawn on e3, which will be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Have we looked at beats by Khan versus Nathan Thompson yet? I don't think so.
Let's look at it.
So
And that's it. That's a passed pawn white has.
yeah, d5 is
And,
looking strong.
yeah. And the bishop here. It's looking pretty good for white. Nice
Yeah.
simple solution. Get the rooks active and just push the pawn.
Yeah, and white's king is a bit safer as well. Black is kind of committed with f5.
Yeah.
Where would you put the queen from here?
Maybe just like I'll probably keep the queens on the board. Like queen b5. Oh, queen c2.
Well, queen b5 offers queen trade, right?
Yeah, I meant queen b4. My bad.
Ah, okay. So queen b4 was an idea. The queen comes all the way back to c2. Maybe keeping an eye on the d3 square if the knight wants to go there. Also not going to c3. You don't want to line up with knight f3 check.
Oh.
So, okay, rook lifts. I wonder if we can just push our pawn. d6.
Pushing the pawn does open the diagonal to the black king. That is a possibility.
Yeah, but I think black probably played rook f7 to double on the d file would be my guess.
Oh, b4. Aggressive push.
Yeah, just taking a little bit of space. Ooh, this blunders to bishop b5 though. And white finds it immediately.
Wow.
So yeah, this is Jaden Converse, the board 3 from Mississippi. They've got a good position here against Nathan. So yeah, I think Mississippi might be the rating favorite over Florida's C team.
I still wouldn't count Florida out of it though. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking back at Sam's game. So what's going on here? He's got the time advantage, but the material is even.
Yeah, he's down to almost 20 seconds. It's definitely hard for white to convert because like it's hard to like get rid of this knight on d5 without like sacrificing. It's just gonna be a
Hmm. I was gonna say with the rook on e7, maybe we play rook e1.
Oh,
Trying to take advantage of the pin on the d file, but Sam just brings the it's to call him Sam is funny. His name's actually Thomas. Or you guys call him Tom?
we call him Trey.
Trey. So
Yeah,
none of the above.
I guess so. Oh,
Okay.
wow. Looks like Pizza versus Sean is over, and Florida takes a win in that
Whoa.
board with the amazing tactic D6, E6. That's
Wow.
beautiful.
So that's actually a huge result for Florida's bottom board. What on earth happened? So last we looked, we were seeing how good the knight is on e5, but Pizza gets castled, and the rook gets active on the g file. He takes a couple pawns, kicks the knight out, sacks the rook, the exchange, but he has this awesome tactic, like you said, e6 check discovery. So that's a huge upset for Florida, taking down Mississippi's top board. So that's looking good.
Check out board 3. They're both in a time crunch.
Yeah, less than 10 seconds for both sides. White's
Yeah,
down a whole piece and 2 pawns.
it's gonna be tricky for White. There's not
Yeah,
much White can do besides just hope Black blunders a rook or something.
yeah, this rook's short on squares.
Oh,
Oh, there
he
goes the
just
exchange. So rook versus 2 knights. Black
as
can
long as
still do
Black
good.
keeps as long as Black connects the knights the whole game, there's no chance of blundering for Black.
Yeah, and the knights can always try to give a fork. So let's see, how's Black going to convert this? They do have a 2-on-1 majority on both sides of the board, so that also is really helpful.
Also, like Black's has easy moves. He doesn't really think about his moves as much as White because there's always the chance of getting forked with the knights.
Yeah. And now the second knight's going to come in. Knight c4, threatening d2, but the king's there. Oh, check. King up. Another check. Now knight a3 is winning the rook. Missed. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter. It doesn't matter. Just
yeah,
as
it
long as
doesn't.
there's no stalemate. Now knight a3. Now you take on b2. Knight takes with check.
He looks on board 1. Ole Miss takes down Trey. Another
Oh,
upset, a 4v1 upset again.
oh
Wow.
wow. Black leaves the pawn on the board. That's peculiar. Okay, yeah, you gotta save the pawn. If you lose the pawn, if black loses the black pawn, you'd have 2 knights versus pawn. I personally don't even know how to checkmate with that. I don't know if you've ever seen that before.
Never seen it before.
That's definitely one of the hardest mates in all of chess, is 2 knights versus a pawn. But okay, Sam the Eagle gets a point that we saw there. That was actually that was a really even end game that they got into. Maybe Cam was in a bit of time pressure.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks like black was able to queen. But
Yeah,
white,
looks like big. Doesn't look
wow.
too good for the UF position so far for both of them.
Oh, Chess Emperor beat Pythagor Jags. So yeah, that's not a big upset there. So Mississippi now on the board. And looks like Beats by Khan should win this one pretty easily against Nathan.
Yep.
I'm seeing we got a couple Allen fans in the chat. Good to see.
Nice, nice. What's
uh,
up?
all right, so looks like Mississippi answers back. Florida taking the first 2, but Mississippi tying it up at 2 points apiece each. Really big result from Florida's board 4, Pizza Burt, getting the upset win over Sean Pooley there. So yeah, now we see Sean again playing against Pythagor Jags.
It's a
Sam.
Caro-Can defense. The H5 variation. Okay.
All right, so do you play Bishop D3 here? Is that the move? Or do you play
Which game are you
H5
looking at?
first? I'm looking at Sean versus Sam.
I always play H5 first. I feel like
H5,
it's just open. Yeah,
put the
just
bishop
has more options.
back in the corner, and then Bishop D3. I don't know much Caro-Kann. You probably know more theory than I do.
Yeah.
So okay, we do see H5, and yeah, Bishop D3. So it's pretty common in the Caro. Do you play the Caro? What do you play against E4?
I play the French,
Oh,
the
really?
E6. I just keep the light square bishops tucked in.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the French.
What do you play?
Against E4, I play E5. I don't play the
Okay,
Caro
nice and
either.
simple.
Yeah, and against the Caro, I play the fantasy variation with F3. So
Interesting.
I've had some fun with that. I think 95 maybe makes sense for white. Maybe 94. Um,
Yeah.
maybe like rook E1. Okay, king B1,
I
very
think
sensible.
when you try to castle king side or queen side for black right now.
Oh, king side, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
it would
not
be
a
interesting seeing the opposite colors.
Yeah, that's always a fun position. I'm not a fan of castling queenside here for black because they've pushed c6, and so like as white, I'm gonna put a bishop on f4, and you always have like that really strong diagonal. Black would be able to contest it somehow, but it is just more or less annoying. Right now, they're going after f2. So
Yeah.
how would you defend f2? Would you go queen e2?
There's the option of knight e4, queen e2. Probably just go queen, make it simple.
Knight
And like,
e4. Is there f5 there?
oh, he plays queen e2. Just a solid, safe move.
Yeah, okay. So defending f2. And again, yeah, here I'd probably either castle or like yeah, I don't know. I'd just castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, white's ahead in
Look
the
at
moment here.
Mathen versus Cam. It's an interesting position. Looks like maybe black blundered in the opening. His king's very exposed. It looks like.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't looking too good. Good for Ole Miss. This isn't looking too good for Ole Miss.
So Cam's got to go king f7. And then the queen can come out to f3. And then the king's got to go to like g8.
Wait, what's
Oh,
with
here there's
Queen
queen
f7?
Okay, queen f7. That's good. Um, maybe we take on d5 now. I'm not sure.
You do have like the 2 pawn advantage, which should be good for the endgame.
Okay, it takes, king takes, and
Okay,
now
he
rook d5.
takes. Yeah,
Okay, bishop comes out with tempo. Maybe rook c5, attacking the c pawn.
attack the pawn.
And then black can play rook d8, but then white actually could take on c7 with check. Instead, they go all the way back. Very peculiar. Kind of passive. Rook goes here anyways. Yeah, I would take and then play like knight c3.
And it's a little tricky because now black can take control of this seventh rank.
That's a good point. Rook c1. Maybe not the most ideal, but holds on to the pawn for the time being. I guess black could win it back with like bishop f5.
Yeah.
But trading down might still be fine for white, but black could take with the bishop, not trading rooks, which I think is probably actually their best bet. Although maybe after bishop f5, there's king f1. If bishop takes, then king e1. That can't be good.
Yeah. Let's check Pizza Bird's game out against Chess Emperor 3000.
All right.
Looks like
see.
white has an interesting defense with the rook on h2.
Oh, interestingly, black could have taken the queen, but then black would lose their queen too. So bishop to c3 is a very interesting move. Was there not queen takes 8? Oh, the rook is on h2. That's hard to see over there. Very, very nice defense here actually from Chess Emperor, saving both a2
White
and
just,
their queen.
it looks like that's a free pawn for black. Oh,
Pawn
queen.
push, queen takes, now queen check. That doesn't quite win the knight because first off, the knight could move and block, but also this bishop back to f8 defends it. But black's threatening to take on b3, so like I have no idea what's going on in this one. But Pizza Bird's been playing really well.
Complex position. Yeah.
Have you played Pizza Bird?
I have. I think I have like a 20 win streak against him.
20.
He still puts up a fight though.
20-0?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
thanks.
On the A team, like how often do you guys like play regularly at like meetings? Do you guys like practice together, something like that?
We mainly just play at meetings and stuff. But Pizza Boy really wants to beat me.
Yeah, I mean, I bet.
We play a lot compared to like other people. Yeah. So let's see. If queen takes b7, black has queen takes b3. So
yeah, that doesn't look very good. Maybe there's bishop b2, but then there's queen a2, king over. It's not so clear. I really have no idea what's going on in this position. I see Nathan got a point over Cam, so that's their first point, and that gives Florida the lead. Bishop comes back, but like I said, there's queen a2, king c1. Still don't know what the follow-up is there.
Yep.
So Pizza's going in there.
Oh, is queen takes queen a2 check?
Oh, rook. The rook is in.
Oh.
That's going to do it.
Oh, that wins the bishop. Yeah.
That wins the bishop. Should win.
If you look at math, it's over, basically. Black's king's also pretty safe. It's tough. If you look at the game that just finished with Nathan versus Cam, it ended in a brutal knight fork.
Yeah, so we did see
unfortunate ending, full miss.
We did see the rook up to d2. Cam just simply steps on a landmine there. King to f6. Big fork, big blunder. So resignation there. So
yep.
Nice point from Nathan. And yeah, back to Pizza Bird. He's won the bishop. So he's up a bishop and 2 pawns and has the initiative with the attack. Only 10 seconds for Chess Emperor. 5 seconds now. He's running. Okay, check here. Now there's rook d2.
You just keep checking him.
Yeah, I would have liked maybe yeah, queen takes b3. 3 seconds now. 2, 1. Gotta move. Oh, he flags. Wow, so
Wow,
Pizza
Pizza
Bird's
Bird
2
going
for
0
2.
2-0 today so far.
He's taken down the top
That's
two
impressive.
boards from Mississippi. All right, so now I'm looking at Sean. Sean lost their first game against Pizza Bird. Now he's trying to get some revenge against Pythagoras Jags. So he's taking on D3. I guess the knight can take back, right? Okay, starting with the rook.
It's not. I don't really. Yeah, just down a bishop. It's hard to recover,
Yeah, down a
especially when you're
bishop.
trading rooks like that.
And yeah, losing another
Especially these
pawn.
30 passed pawns. That's gonna be a struggle.
Yeah, and no time either. So, oh, that blunders the rook. No, blunders the rook. Now the knight's hanging. That's gotta be it. He's playing on. Maybe check on Sam versus Beats by Khan.
Yeah, here. Yeah, let's see this game out.
So that's
Opposite colored bishops.
Yep. Very indicative of a draw.
Seems like black has a little. Yeah, I'm willing to put my money on the draw. But it's not looking too good for either side.
It's not.
Just looks even.
Not quite over yet. I think black has a slight edge because of this outside pass pawn on the A file, and it is promoting on a dark square, so it's the right color bishop. The problem is how black is going to make progress. Maybe by using the rook, getting the rook involved. They're just repeating.
Perhaps black can target. Oh, okay.
So Sean
just
gets
like we
a
said,
point,
good draw.
and Sam the Eagle and Beats by Khan with a draw. So they're now both 1.5.
I was thinking maybe black can try to attack the G4 pawn somehow, because the only way to defend it is with the rook. It could have been a possibility.
Yeah, and
okay, round 30 starting.
After 2 rounds, Florida now taking a slight lead, 4.5 to 3.5. They're up by 1, and they only need 3 out of the next 8 games. No, sorry, 4. If they just split the next 2 rounds even, they will hold on to their 1-point lead, which is good enough to win. So yeah, Pizza Bird's been leading the way. Maybe we gotta watch Pizza Bird. Still, looks like we have a Smith Mora Gambit from Pizza Bird. Have you played against the Smith Mora? Does he play this often?
Well, I don't play this Sicilian, so I wouldn't know. But I do like the Smith Mora concept to get an active center in pieces.
Do you know if Alexander knows a lot of opening theory?
I would assume not.
I know there's some lower rated players that they just memorize all these different lines. So yeah, I don't know much Smith Mora Gambit theory myself, but I know where to learn more about the Mora. There's an international master by the name of Mark Esserman who streams on Twitch with the username of Why So Serious, and he wrote the book on the Mora. He knows everything there is to know. I wonder if white can go queen a4 and try to bait out b5, but it wasn't even with check anyway, so the point being we could play knight takes b5, maybe not actually. But yeah, taking advantage of the pin on the a file there. But nope, queen goes to e2 anyways. Both sides castle, king side. Rook to d1, opposite black's king. Do you like Alexander?
I just love white center.
Yeah, and they're using it, so striking.
Yeah.
Early.
Yep. Get the bishop active. Rooks to the center. It's easy plan.
Knight e8, very passive for black. So, yeah. The only thing I wish white had was a light square bishop on like c2.
That would be nice.
All right, so knight into e4 makes a lot of sense. Pawn push. Would you go to g5 or okay, back to g3 instead?
I'd probably go G3. It's just a natural move. Save some time off the clock as well.
Yeah, and from there, maybe the knight's gonna
What
go.
plans would you do for white in this position?
Well, I
Where would you go
want
the
to
knight?
connect the rooks, bring the bishop out somewhere, right? And maybe bring the rook on the a file to the c file. But yeah, I want to like lift the rook maybe. I want to get into this king somehow. A knight here, this might be a little early.
Knight H5. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too early.
The knights are offsetting each other.
If you look at Pythagoras versus Cam, a blunder of the queen.
Oh man, that's
Oh, that's tough.
yeah, actually, so pushing, let's see. It's interesting. So pawn push and doesn't defend d4, pawn takes. Maybe no, you can't even play b4 because there's like just anything takes b4, the rook on a1 taking, right? Knight takes pawn, queen takes.
It's not looking too good.
Yep, that's a gnarly pen. Maybe they could have tried for like bishop a4. Still didn't work. Yeah, check. Coming back.
Now black's going in with the checkmate.
Knight f2 is looking rough, but also queen h2 is looking rougher. So pawn push blocks the queen, so that's good. Is there still knight f2 check though? Maybe it's not as good. Bishop comes out. That hits the rook, actually. Wow, Cam is playing lights out here against Pythagoras Jags. Sam Vancini. Okay, bishop check I like though. That saves the bishop and opens up the second rank for the white rook. I would probably block with the bishop here. Then probably white will play like...
Check out Chess Emperor. Let's check out Chess Emperor versus Trey back in. Looks like a bishop here directly against the king with a rook and 2 pawns against 1.
I would play g6 here. Open up the g file. Makes a lot of sense. And yeah, put those bishops to good use. Open up the lines. Black with this last
Maybe
move.
black tried to like
You think they're playing for d4?
I think they're playing for e5. Get 2 strong pawns in the center somehow. Do you like the d4 move?
I like d4 for black. But yeah, I think Chess Emperor's bishops are really good though, so bishop to a6 makes a lot of sense. Bishop takes. Now we can take on h7. Discovered double check. Intermezzo. King takes, and now we take back on d3 with the king.
Yep.
And now what? Okay, trade out for rooks. This is more or less even. I actually am not sure. Oh, we got a raid from Alyssa. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good stream. For those of you guys joining us, my name is Joe. I'm the commissioner of the Collegiate Chess League, and I'm joined today by Alan, who is from University of Florida's A team. We're watching Division 10 third place match. This is the last stream of today, and one of the last matches of all of the season. So if you guys are finding out about the Collegiate Chess League just now, I highly recommend you go back and watch some of the matches that were played earlier today as well as yesterday. We had commentary from International Master Eric Rosen. So if you're a Rosen fan, definitely go check that out. And yeah, lots of matches, lots of prizes being earned by these teams. Chess.com put up $25,000 in prizes total. So if you guys want to check out the prizes, you can check them out at this link. Thank you again. Shout out to Alyssa. Really appreciate that. Alyssa's from one of the Canadian teams. One of the players in the Collegiate Chess League. Yeah, my real name is Joe. Yes. All right, so I'm still looking at Chess Emperor's game. Looks like he should be able to win with the passed A pawn.
Still not that easy.
No. Oh, and this is lining up knight c6 check. It's also hitting the pawn on c2. I think this is just a draw. I could be wrong. But I feel like black can take all the pawns. So maybe white. Yeah, I think maybe you could have.
Yeah, it looks
he's
like
just taken. Yep.
right. Looks like a draw.
Yeah,
If you look at Pizza Bird's game, it looks really intense in
he
a
had a point
vicious
for
attack.
Cam got their first point for Mississippi, so that ties things up. Pythagor Jags went down.
Pizza Bird's just on a roll.
Yeah, Pizza Bird is undefeated. And he's going to continue. He's going to go 3 for 3. So let's see. Yeah, we were saying we'd like the Smith Mora. He brought the knight in. We said it might be too early, but black didn't do anything about it. Pizza Bird sacked the bishop for some pawns. And then he just mopped up. He mopped up. Knight g5 is a killer move. Just winning the rook.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pizza Bird, he chose violence today. He's been crushing it.
Glad he's on my team, the UF team.
He's board 4. He's probably gonna gain a lot of rating during this off season. Okay, I actually see Chess Emperor and Sam the Eagle drew. So that's the second draw for Trey.
Okay.
So now the match is tied 5-5. Sean Pooley looks to be trying to convert a 2-pawn advantage over Nathan.
Yeah, last time Nathan won from a nasty fork, so we'll see if it happens again.
A4 from Sean.
C5.
C5. Nathan.
Knight check.
White has a 3-on-2 majority. Also, Pizza Bird just closed out their game. So that gives the lead back to Florida for now. But Sean's looking to tie it up here.
There's a lot on this game.
Knight check.
Knight check.
The king can't go forward. It's boxed out. So the king goes back. And now, how do you make progress if you're Sean here?
Maybe find a way to trade the rooks or bring your king in. That's probably the main thing I'll do. Just make sure, because the king's kind of just sitting there on G1 doing nothing.
Oh, this forces a knight trade. That helps.
That's a good move.
Yeah. Yeah, knight d3. It looks like it was forking the rook and the pawn, but allowing for the knights to come off the board. That's going to help white a little bit. Now, like you said, maybe bring the king in. Yep, king f2. King attacks the rook. Rook back, king up.
Okay, maybe attack the b pawn, get some attack going.
I like c4. I thought maybe white should have played c4 themselves. Now maybe rook e2. Rook check first. and maybe we give up the b pawn and we just take on g5. But it looks like we
It's
can
like
just
he's
take on
giving up.
g5 for free.
Hmm.
Check, but the rook defends on g2 as well. So both sides, about 10 seconds left. This should be a fairly easy conversion for white. Which means that Mississippi will answer back and tie the matchup at 6 points apiece.
Wow.
King over, very simple. And the rook on d2 is doing a great job of cutting off this king and defending the base point of b2. So white...
Those two passed pawns are just unstoppable.
Yeah, white and the king and the pawns are just going to march all the way up the board. And there's nothing Nathan can do, unfortunately. Yep, just king up. Pawn push, pawn push. King over, just not even giving checks. Okay, now the king can come in. That's gonna be it. Unstoppable.
Pythagoras game's out. This is the most important round for UF. Yeah.
Just making sure there's no stalemate.
G5.
Rook check. King over now. Queen to h4 is mate. So Sean tying things up, getting their second point out of 3 games. So after 3, it's all tied up 6-6.
Wow.
All right,
Bro.
so 4th and final round. How are you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous, but I'm confident in Peterborough getting a dub. We just need one other team, someone else to win as well.
Well, you need
He's on a
more.
roll.
2 people will draw it at 8 points
Yeah.
apiece. So if we're to break the tie, we're gonna need more than 2 people to convert. Obviously, we think Pizza Bert's the favorite. He's the only player that's 3 out of 3. He's playing against the 4th board now in the 4th round. I see a second game. We've got Nathan versus Nico, the team captain for Mississippi. Mississippi's getting production on all 4 boards, and looks like their like point distribution's fairly even, or as expected. Florida, they have someone with 0, they have someone with 1, someone with 2, and someone with 3. So they're as spread out as can be after 3 rounds. How do you feel about Pythagoras Jags at 0 out of 3 so far? You think they can get it together here in the 4th round?
I have complete faith in him. He has a pretty good position right now, so.
It looks like he's up a pawn.
Yeah. And that pawn on d4 is really annoying for white.
So let's see. How did he do this?
It seems like he won a pawn.
Yeah, beats by con. They played e4, and that blunders d4. So that is Jaden Converse, who is 1.5 out of 3 so far. This game is very far from over, though. So Jaden's going to continue fighting on. Let's see. You think Sam Vancini? Is it Vancini or Vancini? You know?
I have no idea.
Sam with the black pieces, can they hold on to the extra pawn? Would you play a move like e5 as black?
E5 does stop a lot of, like, it cancels out white's bishop and prevents f4, for example. I think I would play e5.
It also blocks out black's bishop, though.
Yeah.
So, okay, just stepping up. Pawn pushes are always pretty committal, because, as you know, they never go backwards. But yeah.
White just doesn't have much space and, like, doesn't have many ideas to do. It's hard to find ideas for white.
Bringing the knight out. Yeah, white's bishop on d3 is very tall pawn. All right, let's look at Chess Emperor versus Nathan. Looks like Black's gonna take on f3. That's actually gonna be pretty good for Black.
Yeah, it looks like a free pawn to me.
Yeah, there that thing goes, and after queen takes, G takes, bishop takes on d4, and that's that free pawn you're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's not looking good for Nathan. Gonna have to be defending now in this position. Do you think Chess Emperor will take on c3 if given the
I think you
chance?
will. I think you will.
Yeah, just take and then simplify. You think Black's even gonna castle, or are they gonna play king e7?
By king e7. Just look at White's pawn structure. It's not the best.
Yeah, king e7 connecting the rooks. Would you play rook d8 or rook c8?
I would keep the rooks on the board, make the position as complex as possible.
Yeah, I feel like both are winning or
Yeah.
strong. But maybe White now can double on the 7th with starting with rook d1, but now maybe Black has to go rook d8. Oh, they go
Oh,
to
he doesn't go
c7.
for.
Okay. So now you can't go to d8. It's a very important distinction. And if you go rook c8 to double, if you take on c3, ooh, I don't know about this. I think White should have maybe just gone like kept the rooks on the d file.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at Sam versus Sean.
Feel like how Sean stops Trey from castling with the
Yeah,
bishop and the rook.
from both directions. So White's king is just stuck in the middle of the board. That's looking good for Sean. Sean's got to like the position. And Sean is the top board. He's also Mississippi's point leader with 2 out of 3, looking to improve that. How's Pizza Bird doing?
Let's check his game out. He's winning as always. Up a pawn.
Up a pawn, easy dub. So let's see. Black is pinned, but they can take on e2 with check. They don't do it. Bishop c5 instead. And now maybe a5 from White is annoying.
Yeah. Black just all of Black's pieces are just active. I just love Black's position so much.
Yeah, Black only behind castling, but soon to castle. Here, maybe just queen a7. Keep the queen lined up. Queen a7 is kind of a passive move, but leaving the queen and bishop together, which makes sense. You could also go bring queen back. Okay, going here.
That looks really dangerous.
Queen's very short on squares now, I agree.
Does c3 do anything on c3?
c3. Oh yeah, isn't that just a fork?
I guess a trade.
There's 92. 92.
Oh, rook
Rook a4.
Oh, I think you just gotta trade the bishops and knight off, and then escape b4, queen b4.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
c2's hanging. I missed
queen.
that.
This is really complicated now.
So now if rook takes on b4, there's bishop takes on d1. The rook is hanging. The bishop is hanging. I don't know.
I'm just gonna say Pizza Boy calculated this. He knows what's going on. I hope.
So rook a4, bishop takes c2. I wonder how long was bishop c2 there? Knight takes, bishop back.
Yeah, he takes the queen.
So now you kind of have to take the queen back. Yep. And now White's bishop is hanging. White's rook is hanging. Taking here. Yeah, take on e2. And now both rooks are hit. Although White could take on c5, right?
Yeah, isn't White winning?
White takes on c5, and now black can't castle. Okay,
take the rook on
take on
f1. Yeah.
f1, king takes. So
Yeah, it's tough with black.
it's a bishop and a knight versus a rook, but black can't castle and neither rooks are developed. So interesting. Also, chess
Would you
Emperor
take?
won.
Oh, okay.
So that's a big point for Mississippi there, taking down Nathan.
Oh, queenside castle. Oh, that leaves knight takes f7. No.
Knight takes f7 is a fork. So Pizza Bert, they're 3 for 3, but now against the board 4, maybe they're struggling. Because it was 2 pieces for a rook, but now White's getting an exchange back. So that means they're simply just going to be up a whole piece, up a bishop. So that's looking good for Cam, actually, and things might fall apart here for the Florida team. How's Pythagoras doing? Very low time, 5 seconds.
And he's down a rook.
Oh,
this is not looking good for UF.
Mississippi. It's going to take it home. Where did that rook go?
Yeah, how do you lose a rook?
Oh, the queen was dropped. Wow, wait, so...
Wow.
Bishop check, king over, allowing knight to d7. Yeah, down a queen. And then he gave up the queen for the 2 rooks, so I think that's how he got it.
Yeah, it's game as well.
All right, so yeah, beats by Khan, also to 2.5. So Mississippi's at 8. There's 2 games left. Florida is now in a must-win situation, but doesn't look good for Pizza Bert or for Trey. So
down the queen.
Yeah, this is 2 queens versus 1. What?
He does have extra pawn, so
the old queen versus pawn imbalance. I'm wondering if there's a way to self-mate. It seems unlikely. Pawn push. You can go queen d5 played. Yeah, White's only hope is some sort of mate, or I guess there's a stalemate chance, but not really. And even if there's a stalemate, even if there's a draw, Mississippi clinches with a win. So
yeah, now the queens are traded, or you lose a pawn.
Yeah, that's rough.
I guess we can just hope for Pizza Bert to go 4-0. That's the best thing.
And the Pizza Bert's game was also kind of rough.
Yeah. It's better than being a down queen, so.
Interesting queen trade. Trade of pieces. Losing the exchange there. Trading, so just down a knight. But getting an active king, right? That's got to be for something.
Yeah.
Also up on time too. Cam's low on time. Maybe Pizza Bert gets a dirty flag.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, Sean's low on time too, actually.
Oh, there is a chance.
Check.
Oh, 3. Oh.
A5 check. Force the king back.
3. Oh, okay.
But the major threat is b4. So
yeah.
Queen b4, that's main 2. Oh, missed main 2. Pretty sure that was main 2. Yeah.
We're gonna need a time miracle here or something.
Yeah, or a disconnect. Queen block.
Yeah.
Both players could flag. Okay, going after the a pawn. Queen's coming in. King back to b8. Yes, don't let the queen into a7. But now, back.
30 seconds. Okay.
Lined up against b4. No, you gotta guard b4.
Wait. It was such a bad move. Oh,
they flagged.
No. What a genius play. It was such a... What?
Okay,
Wait.
Sean flagged out, so Trey gets a point, and now it's all down to Pizza Burt. Can he have the miracle comeback? His opponent also less than 10 seconds. We could see a
that
double
one is,
flag to force overtime.
I like that move,
This
h5,
king is
h4.
short on squares. Rook takes, king takes. What's going on? King takes. Okay.
This has to be a win for Pizza Boat to go to overtime.
Trying to get the rooks off. Cam very low on time. White's pushing though. Black one square away from promotion. Trying to kick out the knight. King goes back with discovery.
Oh!
Nice move there, and taking the pawn, protecting the knight.
We're gonna need another flag here, so.
Yeah,
Looks
you're
like
gonna need Cam to disconnect.
5 seconds, 4 seconds.
4, 3,
Oh.
the easy king move. The knight's coming to f2.
Okay.
That guards the check. And white's gonna start pushing the f-pawn. And the rook's gonna come to f4 too. Rook f5, not good enough. Rook f4. That's gonna be tough. Check though.
Dang.
Maybe block. And now bring the rook back. You gotta go to e8.
Yep.
And now here, but now the knight's coming in. Knight's going to e6. And Cam should hold.
He should hold. We'll see, we'll see.
Yeah, rook.
Wow. What a win from Sam against Sean. Right? With a massive win.
Keeping the hopes alive for Florida C.
Yeah.
There's some
still a pawn.
shifts on the line. He's going for stalemate, but it's not going to be good enough. You got to win. Actually, white could just take the pawn.
Don't take the pawn. Come on. Oh.
There's got to be better, though. So now the king has to go to a2. There's knight check.
He's thinking 3,
2 seconds.
2. Oh.
Oh my goodness. You could flag him with the pawn. 1 second. 3.1 seconds. Oh, this is first mate.
Oh, not like this.
Pizza got him down to 1 second. And Cam clinches the dub for Mississippi 9-7. Super close. Came down to the last game there. So Mississippi, they're going to win the 3rd place match here in Division 10. That's going to be good enough for 4 one-year diamond memberships for their team. University of Florida C is going to go home with 4th place, which is 4 6-month diamond memberships. So still a decent prize. And yeah, that's the end of the season for both these teams. Alan, do you have anything you'd like to say to your Florida teammates?
That was a great win, Trey. You kept fighting. Good job. Maybe next time. Unfortunate ending. Oh.
All right. Well, this is also your first time doing commentary. Did you enjoy it? You gonna start thinking about doing some more commentary in the future?
Yeah, for sure. It was pretty fun. And entertaining games as always.
Awesome. Well, yeah, good luck to all the Florida teams in our next season. So we'll keep you guys updated when that gets announced for registration. But yeah, I appreciate you joining me and giving some insight to some of your teammates. And it was a close match. Came down to that last game there. So sorry it didn't go your way. But again, good luck in the future. So hopefully we'll have you guys back.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that's it for us, you guys. It's the last stream for today. We might have the Division 10 finals on Tuesday. I think they are scheduled to play late in that day. But yeah, for now, that's pretty much it. You guys can check us out on our social media. If you aren't following us on all of our socials, highly recommend that, especially our Discord channel. That's where we have all of our announcements. But yeah, congrats again to Mississippi winning the third place prize in Division 10. And yeah, take care, guys. We're gonna send you off on a raid, so stick around.